Welcome to Big Blend Radio's Travel with Terri podcast, featuring Terri Guthrie, a Dallas, Texas-based travel journalist who loves to talk about luxury family vacations, regional food and culture, national parks, historic attractions, and so much more. Welcome, everyone. You know what? We are going to Oklahoma today. Terri is going to tell us all about Lake Murray State Park, which happens to be the oldest, I think the very first state park in the state of Oklahoma. And I know this about Oklahoma. It is really the Southwest, yet they have a lot of water, and sometimes they put their own water there, which I think is what Lake Murray is about. And she's going to tell us about it. But first, we're also going to tell you where it is. So, how are you, Terri? Welcome back.
Well, hey there, Lisa. Thank you so much. I am happy to be back and happy to talk about this great state park in Oklahoma. It's a little hidden gem that not many people know about.
Well, I love it. We need to talk about where it is in Oklahoma because I don't
Mhm.
think it's really far off of some main interstates for people to get to, right?
No, no. So just imagine you're in Dallas, Texas. So you go up to the state line, which I think Dallas is about just 40 miles from the state line. And once you cross over into Oklahoma, it's 25 miles, maybe something like that. It's not far. And then the exit that you take off, then it's another 3 miles. So it's really, really easy to get to.
So about an hour plus.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a little over an hour, but close enough that actually one of our daughters had her birthday party there years ago. So, I mean, it's really convenient from Texas, and it's right off of Interstate 35 that goes straight directly up to Oklahoma City.
all right. So Oklahoma City can't be that far either from there. I have to look that part up. I'm not sure,
Right.
but
I think it's
yeah,
about 2 hours from Oklahoma City. Yeah. I think we're
easy.
actually, I think we're closer to it than Oklahoma City
Oh,
since
wow.
it's in southern Oklahoma.
I was looking it up because we do a lot with the Jefferson Highway.
Yes.
We're doing the Jefferson Highway travel guide. And of course, interview will be featured in it. And I was looking, it's only like not even an hour, I think, from the actual highway, Jefferson Highway, if you go
Hmm.
um, west from Caddo and close to Atoka, which a lot of people know. And this year, the Jefferson Highway Travel Conference is going to be in McAllister, which isn't that far from where you are either, which is really
No.
cool. So, have you
Yeah,
been
they're
to
all close by.
McAllister? You've been through there?
Yes, I had just driven through there. Our
Uh-huh.
daughter used to live in Tulsa, so that's the way we used to go through McAllister and Otoka on the way up to Tulsa. So we were actually right there in the heart of the Jefferson Highway and didn't even know it.
Well, now you do. So now,
Yeah.
we expect more now.
Yes, yes, yes.
We want
I'm
more.
keeping my ears and eyes open about the Jefferson Highway.
I know because I think it started in 1915 was the first, where the idea was brewed from the editor
Mhm.
of Better Homes and Gardens. And then it grew, and I think it became 1919 was when it started. So it's actually over 100 years old, which is amazing. And when I think about Lake Murray State Park is also close to Route 66, which also crosses through Jefferson
Yes.
Highway, as does the Lincoln Highway, as does the Pony Express Trail. I mean, this is like Oklahoma is such an interesting state to me because so
Hmm.
much happened in this it was, to me, it's still like a territory. I know it's a state, but you know what I mean?
Yes.
There's just places you go where like, yeah, this is a territory, man. It's
Yeah, well, there is just so much culture in Oklahoma. And of course, the Native Americans, there's
mhm.
7 main tribes there that are actually represented on the Oklahoma state flag, and with each of the 7 feathers representing the 7 tribes. But it's
Mm.
it's got so much culture there, and I love going to Oklahoma. It's just very, very American,
Mhm.
and yeah, you said Southwest, but it's got a lot of Southern in it too. It's kind of a cross breed of
It's the
both. It's
middle of
kind of where
everything. Yeah.
the two meet. Yeah. And then like as you go up the interstate, when you go to Oklahoma City, it's so interesting to the west from Oklahoma City. Like if you just draw a line right through the center of Oklahoma City, to the west, it's almost like prairie, like what you kind of
Yes.
probably imagine Oklahoma looking like. But from the eastern part of Oklahoma City and the eastern part of the state, which is where we have family, it is beautiful rolling hills and a ton of trees. It's very, very green. In fact, a lot of that area is called green country. It's literally where the two meet. So
It
there's a lot
it's
of
a
things going on
and a
there.
lot of red dirt too. And I love red
Yeah.
dirt. And so there's you were talking about the Native American history, and that is prevalent throughout the state. And I think that's something, to learn about. There's so much fascinating. I mean, we've been to just so many historic sites that have Civil War history that people may not have realized that have, has come all the way through to Oklahoma. People always think kind of, oh, it happened maybe, the South, you know what I mean?
Yes. Right. Oh yeah, yeah. Oklahoma was definitely very involved too. And speaking of that red dirt, I mean, that's what you cross over. That is the state line where we live, went over the Red River. And it's red because of the red dirt.
Yeah, yeah,
So
there you
it is
go.
a thing. It is a thing.
And you can see bison in Oklahoma. We did that at which is Wichita, Wichita, I think it is, National Wildlife Refuge, and that was an incredible. I encourage people to go there. And I think when we were out there, we were like, "Oh, we see this Lake Murray," but we'd have to go. Our timing was off, but of course we're going back.
Mhm.
But we went to the Chickasaw National Recreation Area, and I know you've been there, right? And and that's something that also really talks about the history of water in Oklahoma.
Yes, yeah, that place is really like a little paradise. It's in Sulphur, Oklahoma, and it's just north of
Hmm.
Lake Murray. And that is definitely Chickasaw Country. You're in the heart of it right there. This whole area that we're discussing today is Chickasaw Country.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful area. And the Chickasaw National Recreation Area is actually managed by the National Park Service, which I did not know about until I went there. But there is so much natural water and the hot springs and different pools of water there. It's like the perfect like little swimming holes that you would envision in your mind, like that's kind of isolated with a lot of greenery and trees around it. Very almost storybook looking. It's really beautiful and definitely worth going to right there in Sulphur. And then just south of that, which is kind of in between Lake Murray and the National Recreation Area, is the Chickasaw Cultural Center. And that's
Oh,
a place that everyone needs to go to just to really learn about this nation and these people. And one of the coolest things that I loved learning about them is that they were originally from Mississippi, which is where I'm from. So they refer to Mississippi all the time. They refer to the homeland, the homeland. Well, that's my homeland too. So we have that in common. But yeah, they have deep roots in Mississippi, and there's still a lot going on in between maybe the Chickasaws that are in Mississippi still and the Chickasaws in Oklahoma. But
hmm.
honestly, I love where they live in Oklahoma, and it's a beautiful area. And the Chickasaw Cultural Center can really help you take a deep dive into this nation and these people. This place has got to be a multi-million-dollar cultural center. I can't tell you how well done it is at museums and all these interactive experiences. And you can walk through these villages, and then they'll have different like maybe some of their tribal dances and things
Oh,
like
that's
that.
cool.
And then one of the things that I enjoyed the most was they have a great restaurant there, and you can eat just typical grill food, or you can eat Chickasaw food. And I thought that was fun,
Oh,
and everything I ate was delicious. Of course, it's all from the land and all very natural, but you can get a great, great cultural experience at the Chickasaw Cultural Center. And there again, it's just right off of I-35 in between
oh,
Dallas and Oklahoma City.
so this is amazing. So everything's very close to where we're talking about the
Mhm.
Lake Murray State Park. So this really was the very first state park. And so this what we're
Mhm.
talking about really gives people kind of like a little road trip idea, which is you've got a great article talking about Lake Murray State Park, and everyone
Yeah.
that's up on nationalparktraveling.com, just type in Lake Murray, Oklahoma, you'll find it, but it's also linked in the episode notes. Um, we're really giving people like, hey, you can go to Lake Murray. You could have like a week's vacation, have fun, but you can venture out and do some, go to the Chickasaw Cultural Center. You can go to the Chickasaw Nation Cultural Center, the recreation area. Go, I don't know how far Wichita National Wildlife Refuge is, but I think
But
it's
that's
kind of
in the
close.
western part of the state. That is a little bit
Yeah.
further. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much in
Jefferson
Oklahoma.
Highway. You can
Yeah,
go to a
so
Five and
Jefferson
Dime store
Highway.
in Caddo. You can go to Atoka, and I know you've been to Reba's place, right? In Atoka?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. If you're anywhere near Atoka, you've got to go to Reba's place. It's fantastic. It's a 3-story restaurant, and they always have live music going on there, which I love, and just absolutely delicious food. I'm not lying. I've been there I've been there for lunch, I've been there for dinner, and I've been there for Sunday brunch. Their Sunday brunch is off the charts, but
What?
it's in
Ooh.
an old Masonic temple, and I mean, she could not have done a better job, she and her team. And I believe her niece actually runs it, which is so cute because she kind of looks and she definitely talks like Reba. So yeah, that's
We
a
love Reba.
big stop.
We
Yes,
do.
we do. Everybody loves Reba.
I know. Now I'm going to go listen to Fancy after this.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, so but I just love that, how this history of the area. Talk about the
Yes.
music too, when you think about it, right? We need to
Oh
put
yeah,
an
there's so
Oklahoma
many.
music playlist together.
Well, just think about all the great musicians we know of from Oklahoma. Yeah, and of course, not too far from Atoka is oh goodness, I forgot the name, but it's where Ada, Oklahoma. That's where Blake Shelton's from. Yeah. And
Okay,
so,
there
and
you
then
go.
he has a cool restaurant there as well. So,
I didn't know he
yeah.
had a restaurant. And then there's,
Oh,
well,
you don't?
Carrie
Oh, yeah.
Underwood.
Yes.
Carrie Underwood is near Veneta,
Yes.
Chakota. Am I saying this right? I
Yeah.
can't pronounce anything yet, but
She's
I'm
from
getting there.
Chicota. That's right. That's where she's from. But
Well,
yeah.
if you go to Chakota, well, actually Veneta, which is not far from Chakota, Lake Eufaula, by the way, everybody, is also on the Jefferson Highway. It's incredibly beautiful as
It
well.
is.
But you go to the Highway Cafe, they have a Jefferson Highway burger, and they have, like the big muffler man kind of statues, and we got to go to the Highway Cafe. So she's been on the show a few times, but we need to go. If we're going to go to Oklahoma this June for their conference, I think we're going to have to go to the Highway Cafe. And then we're going to have to go to your state park here that you're talking about. So this
Right.
is the oldest and one of the largest lakes, right?
Well, it's the oldest and the largest state park in the
Oh, the
state of
largest state
Oklahoma.
park. Yeah,
Yes.
Eufaula is the largest, I think, lake. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's thousands of acres, maybe 5,000, if maybe 5,500 acres.
oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, I think that's
57.
right.
Oh yeah, the lake is 5,700
Oh,
surface acres and the park covers, I'm just
12?
I have your article in front of me and it says
Okay,
12,500
12,000.
acres. That's a big
That's right.
park.
I know. It's huge. Yeah, the lake is over 5,000. And yeah, in the park, that's why that park is so huge. And it's very historical, but one of the really cool things about it is that so much of it was built, the structures, they were built by the CCC, the
Oh, cool.
Conservation Corps and Civilian Conservation Corps. And actually, some of the lake was dug by the CCC as well.
Wow.
So where do you want me to start?
I
There's
know.
so
I
much
want to
to
go
tell
like,
you.
yeah. So let's talk about, okay, let's go. This is one of those places where you can really go for a family vacation, right? Because
Yes.
there's camping, there's cabins. You say are pretty rustic, and then there's these floating cabins. And so we can't rent the floating cabins. Are they all like, how does all that work with the lodging? So we want to get
Okay.
everybody settled, and then we can get
Okay.
into horse riding, golf, miniature golf, water sports, restaurant. There's a restaurant, right?
There's, I'm telling you, they have it all. They have it all. And so we have been going there for years. And as I mentioned, my daughter had I think her 10th birthday party there. But we have kind of like rediscovered it. I don't know. You know how you kind of go to a place for a long time and then you kind of forget about it and go to other places and then like to go there again. And I'm so
Yeah,
glad we've kind of like rediscovered Lake Murray
cool.
because it's even bigger and better than it was, years ago. But we did go this past summer. This was a kind of a family trip that we did with our family before the kids went back to school. And we
Okay.
had so much fun. Years ago, we have camped there many times. So I'm going to tell you about all the accommodation options here. So I think they have well over 300 different campsites all throughout the property there at the state park. So anything that you want to do camping wise, you've got it. And
Even
we've done that.
RVs allowed in?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And then they have the cabins, and the cabins are very rustic. I think there's about 35 of them or something, very rustic. And we've stayed in those before, probably a little bit too rustic for my taste.
I
But
know.
guess what?
Listen, everyone, Terry, all she likes luxury, but she
Yeah,
still wants to be out in nature and history, and she wants to bring her whole family, all ages.
that's
You want to
right.
do the
That's right.
multi-generational
Yes.
luxury experience.
And this is really the perfect place to do that. But some good news about the cabins is that they have already started remodeling those and updating them. And
Oh,
that's going
cool.
to take probably 3 to 4 years, I think they
Mhm.
told me. So I can't wait to see what they do there. But they're cool. I mean, they're stone, they're very rustic, and they have them all different sizes. There's a couple of them that are like big, I think like maybe 20 people can sleep in them. So it's kind of good for
Wow.
family reunions and things like that. And then they have, this was so fun. They have 2 cabins there, and they may be doing more of these later, but they're tiny house cabins.
Oh,
Right?
cool.
Yeah, we did. Someone was in them when we went, but they showed us, and they're really cute and like right on the water, kind of a real wooded area. But they have a brand new lodge, and it's beautiful.
Okay.
I was so excited to see it. It is a conference center as well, and every room faces the lake. And
Nice.
one thing that I love too, it has a big boat dock out front. So if you are staying at the lodge, which I'm not kidding you, you can't believe you're at a state park. It's really nice. And if you're staying at the lodge, you can leave your boat there at the boat dock the whole time that you're a guest at the lodge, or you can use the boat dock just to park your boat as you go up to the Lookout Restaurant, which is a part of the lodge, which is a really cool restaurant right on the water, full service restaurant. And
That's cool.
so, and then you've got the
Ooh.
floating cabins. And so I'm going to tell you a lot about them in just a second, but I was just going to say, when we were staying at the floating cabins, at night, when we wanted to go to the restaurant, we would just jump in the boat and just drive over to the lodge, park our boat right there in the water, go to the restaurant, through eating, get in the boat, go back to our cabin, which
That's
was a fun
cool.
way to go out and eat. Yeah. But
That's
the
cool.
floating cabins are something that is privately owned, but it's on the state park. And they have the coolest things. I did not know what to expect, but they have all sizes from some that just sleep 2 to 4, kind of the smaller ones. Ours was like a mid-size one that I think we had, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. We had 8 in ours. And then they
Wow.
have
That's cool.
3 or 4 larger ones that they're again, maybe like about 20, up to 20. They are beautifully decorated. I was expecting like really rustic. Nope. It's not. I mean, they are rustic, but rustic elegance, maybe you would say,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Comfortable. Yeah.
very well appointed. I mean, really nice furniture, really nice decor. And the kitchens, I love this because then you don't have to haul everything that you need
Hmm.
for cooking. It's completely equipped. Any and everything you could possibly need in your kitchen. Same things you would have at your house. So all you got to
Wow.
bring is your food. But the cool thing about the cabin, I mean, it is literally on the water. So you walk like on a pier, a boat ramp.
Hmm.
I mean, a little ramp
It's like
pier
a
thing,
little
I guess.
jetty thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it is literally floating on the water. And
Hmm.
so all of them have front porches so that you can pull up your jet ski or your boat to your front porch. So you literally can pull your boat up and jump from just step, not jump, step from your front porch into your boat, vice versa. You can walk out of your door and fish. I mean, or what we did too, we were just jumping off our front porch and swimming and just kind of floating around, our cabin. It was such a unique and fun experience. I loved it.
It's
And
kind of like how they do it in like Bora Bora and Fiji and stuff, where you're on the water, because you look
yes,
at the turquoise water and that looks like you're in some, where do we have that turquoise, aquamarine color?
I'm going to tell you, I've been to a lot of lakes. We are big boaters, and we've lived in different areas of the United States when Ron was in the Air Force, and we've always had a boat, always. Believe it or not, and they laughed when we were taking our little boat and going to Arizona. Well, Arizona has some beautiful lakes as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So we've checked out lakes everywhere. This may be the prettiest lake that we've ever boated on, I think, because the water is crystal clear. It does not have a mud bottom. It has a sand and slate bottom. And that's why the water stays so clear, along with them being very, very mindful of keeping it clean and pristine. It is pristine. We emptied a bottle of water and put it in the lake and pulled it up, and it looked exactly the same as the bottled water.
Oh, wow.
It is clean. I'm not kidding you. We didn't see like one particle, one anything. It's unbelievably clean, and it's blue green, just like the ocean. It is so much fun to be in this water, and you can just look down and you can count your 10 toes. I mean, it's that clear. So it's so clear that they actually have scuba diving there. Yeah, I mean, it's great for scuba diving.
That's a really cool place then to go and learn for people wanting to scuba dive and go out in the ocean and that's a good place to learn. I don't
place to do some trial runs, or if you can't get to the ocean, to the Gulf or something, hey, just go to Oklahoma to Lake Murray. You've got it right there.
Wow. So with the floating cabin, so it's cool you have the lodge, right? So the lodge is like more of like a hotel motel kind of thing, right?
Yes.
So no cooking in there, but you've got mini fridges and whatever.
Right. You have like little mini kitchenettes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've got the cabins, which have like mini rustic, but you can still cook and get around, right? In there.
Right. And they don't come with anything. So if you stay in the cabins, you have to bring everything except your linens.
Okay.
Your linens.
Oh, well, even that. I mean, having your linens is pretty cool. Some of them don't. It's like I've been to some cabins where it's like you're sleeping on the floor, with your sleeping bag. I know Terri's not into that, but
that wouldn't be me.
She's glamping. She's glamping. When she says she's going camping, trust me, she's glamping. But then when you go in the cabins, if they're private, are they available to rent for people?
Yes, that's what they do. And they're so popular that you better get your name in the hat pretty early, because
I bet
they sell out, especially during the summer months and everything. And so one nice thing I know, when we were leaving, they gave us the option to go ahead and reserve that same week for next year, so that they stay very booked for sure, because they're so popular. They're so nice. I can't say enough about it. It's such a unique thing that was really fun. Our family loved it. We just loved it, and hope to get to do it again sometime.
Now, what about hiking? And like, I would think with water that there's bird life like herons and egrets and things like that. Did you see any? Well, there's ducks, right? And things like that, ducks, birds. Did you see any nature out there? And are you able to go on walking trails?
Yes, oh my goodness, at all the walking and nature trails they have. I think they have like maybe 30 miles of biking trails even. And then this is an area that my husband loved, that may first have gotten Lake Murray on the radar for us. They have a 1,000 acre area of Lake Murray that is for ATVs and off-road riding. So that's a huge area, and you can even camp in that area as well. They have horseback riding, which I love. So the horseback riding takes you all around the lake, and the area is beautiful. It's very green, it's hilly. You're actually right at the base of the Arbuckle Mountains. So you've got a lot of hills, a lot of big rocks, and
nice.
It's a beautiful topography. But yeah, there's so many different things to do. They have the Lake Murray sports and mini golf. That's a fun place you want to go. It's right by the lodge.
So there's a real golf course, right? And then there's mini golf.
Yes. So there's a legit full 18
like
holes,
I call it the real golf course for people who know what they're doing. Then mini golf is for me after I've had a cocktail. I'm just saying.
I'm probably more the mini golf. My husband and the guys like the 18 hole golf course that they have there.
We'll go. We'll have mimosas, right? And then go mini golfing. Okay.
Yes. Oh yeah. It's so fun. It's right on the water. It's right by the Lake Murray Lodge. And then so you have the mini golf, and then in the water right there, it's like a little cove. They have all these I don't know what you call them exactly, kind of like water toys, like inflatable things.
Okay,
So you got
cool.
like a trampoline in the water and a giant water slide.
Oh,
And
okay. Yeah, it's like a water park. Yeah.
it is so much fun. These two guys that own this is privately owned as well. They have done a great job. They have a lot of cute, like little, like a snow cone stand and, like a little grill.
Okay, fun stuff,
And
like a beach area.
it is very beachy, really cute signage. It's all very well done. And then they have like a marina area right there where you can rent all kind of things from little paddle boats to jet skis to a pontoon boat. And they also have nightly, like a sunset cruise.
Oh,
So
I like
that,
that. Now I want
uh-huh.
that. I want that with a
Yeah,
mimosa or a glass of wine at that time.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
It
that's
just
a
it
perfect
sounds
way to
relaxing there.
end the day. It is very relaxing. And of course, everybody is so, so nice. They also have a pool area that's part of the state park as well that has, that's brand new, really nice pool with a big splash pad and all kind of stuff in it.
Oh, cool.
So busy, we actually didn't even go to that, but we walked by it when we were walking
Mm.
to the lodge or to the mini golf area. But yeah,
That's
that's
so
kind of
this
all
is
right together. And so it's a lot
sounds
of fun.
very family focused, you know?
Super family focused. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And
And
for
what's
all
the restaurant?
generations.
Because there's a restaurant at the lodge, right?
It's called the Lookout, which is a
Uh-huh.
perfect name for
Name.
it. So
Yeah.
you can dine inside or you can dine outside, right on the lake. And yeah, it's a full service restaurant. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, in the lodge also, I didn't eat inside the lodge. I don't know that they have a restaurant going like all the time there, but they do have like a special things like maybe like for Easter or Mother's Day
Oh,
or
cool.
at Christmas, Thanksgiving. They do have special event dinners and
Oh,
lunches there inside the lodge as well. Because I told you they have that huge meeting
mhm.
space. That's where they have
Okay.
it. So that sounded really nice. I would like to do that sometimes. I especially know that the area is beautiful in the fall.
I was gonna say it sounds to me also like a really nice fall destination, especially for those who are into bird watching like we are. I wanted to also go to Tucker Tower. That's something we should touch on
Uh-huh.
as well, because
Yes,
yeah, that's and Lake Murray's name. We haven't gotten to
that's
that either,
right.
too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, so Lake Murray is named after the governor of that time, Governor William Murray. And Lisa, if you kind of tilt your head over where they can see yeah,
There it is.
there it is.
There's his
Yes.
tower. He's got his own tower.
That's
There
Tucker
you go.
Tower. And that was the original governor's retreat back in the 30s. But now it's a historical landmark. And it is kind of an iconic symbol even in Oklahoma. It has a very unique
You have your
look
own
to it.
lighthouse. It looks like a lighthouse to me.
Yeah, it's not a lighthouse, but it does kind of look like a lighthouse. But it's from the water to or I guess it's from the water. I don't know, maybe from the base of the building to the top is 65 feet. It's pretty high. So you go into the building, and then you climb a lot of stairs to get to the top of the tower. Now, I'm not kidding you. This is one of the most beautiful views you can imagine. One of the best views of Chickasaw Country, of Oklahoma, because the lake is expansive and it goes all different directions. And it's worth climbing those stairs. It definitely
Cool.
is. And inside too, they have just a lot of photos and artifacts from way back when they were building it, when the governors used that as a retreat. Maybe different celebrities and dignitaries that have
Yeah.
been there throughout the years. But as you walk down the hill, it's almost like you can do a hike going up to Tucker's Tower. But
Yeah.
now they have something there. They have a new nature center that's
Oh,
just a little ways from like, here's Tucker's Tower. You can walk 10 minutes, I guess. And then there's this new nature center, which it also has a boat dock. So when we went, instead of doing the big hike to it, and there's parking lot too, so you can drive to it as well. But we took our boat there, which was so
any
much fun.
excuse for a boat ride. Yeah.
Right, yeah, and got off and did the nature center, which tells all about the birds, the wildlife, the marine life, the
Cool.
history. Beautiful new nature center there. This is almost like this whole part right here would be like almost could take you a day to see it all. And then you walk up to Tucker's Tower, and of course, it's old, built in 1933. It's very fun. I mean, it's all stone, and being up to the top of their tower is really special. It's just such a
Nice
spectacular
lookout.
panoramic
Another
view.
lookout. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
lookout tower. That's cool.
Yeah. And the way
Wow.
it's built up on all those rocks, it really stands out. It's beautiful to see during the day and at night.
So, and for people fishing, so they keep it stocked, obviously, and do all that, work
Yeah,
on
I think
fishing.
there's a lot of fishing because there's a big marina that I haven't talked about that is like where your picture is of Tucker's Tower.
Mhm.
Directly across from it is a huge marina that has everything and anything you can need for fishing or boating or scuba diving. They have everything. They have a little restaurant in there, and that's also where you can keep your boat or your houseboat. There are a lot of big, nice
Oh, cool.
houseboats there as well.
Oh, cool. I want a houseboat. Do you
I
think
know.
is there a one that where you can rent,
I asked them about rentals. I think that they do not have houseboat rentals there, but they
I
have all
want a
kind of boat
houseboat.
rentals. I know. My husband used to want to live on one.
Me too.
I love houseboats, but I don't know about living on one. But they have pretty much everything. And
She's
then
only going glamping for a certain amount of time, is what she's
yeah,
saying. I'll go
I
camping,
know.
but it must be glamping, but we're going to curb it at a certain period.
That's right. That's right. And I have been on a houseboat trip for a week up at a lake up in on Lake Ouachita in Arkansas. It
Okay,
was a
yeah.
blast. That was so much fun. It was actually
Is that
like a
was she
family
that was
reunion.
which it? Oh, see, we're getting it all mixed up
Yeah,
now.
it starts with a O, but it's pronounced Ouachita. It's
Oh, yeah, yeah.
O-U-C.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's Lake Ouachita. That's just south of Little Rock. But anyway, they have houseboat rentals there, I know, and maybe one day they'll bring them in there to Lake Murray because I think that would be a big hit. But right by the marina that we're talking about, there's also like day use areas, and they have a long sandy beach there that where you can swim and hang out on the beach, and just a great swimming area of the lake, and then a lot of picnic tables and pavilions and things like that as well. So that's fun if you're just going there for the day.
Oh man, this is fun. And I want to apologize for everyone in Oklahoma. I'll get the pronunciations correct once we hang out more in your state. I think that's how the only way is to actually go there to really get it
That's
in,
right. Yeah.
It's I just give, and I mean, I do this with people coming on podcasts. They have, a great last name or first name, and I'll go, okay, that's how you pronounce it. And then as soon as we do the podcast, sorry, gave you a new language. I give lots of people in lots of places new languages. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's not intentional, but it is cool to learn, and that's and
Yes.
it's really, we read things, right? And it doesn't really soak in until you get there to actually have that dialect and understand how to pronounce
Right.
things.
Right. Well, and something I tell people too that I try to overcome in my travels. If I hear something that doesn't, that I have a place I've not been to or experienced, somehow it does not resonate with me until I go to it. And then I'm like, okay, then I get
It's
the name.
everything.
Yes, yes. And I just don't even, sometimes I don't even realize the significance or the importance of it until I actually go there and see it and experience it. And so
Yeah.
I try really hard to not let names throw me off because, usually behind every name of a place is something, really interesting and something to learn about. But sometimes
Exactly.
I just like, I don't know, it's just like a subconscious thing. It like goes in one ear and out the other because it doesn't mean anything to me until I go there.
Yeah, and then it becomes part of you,
Right.
those
Yeah.
experiences. This is a cool thing. I know, road trip season is here. It's spring, it's sunny. It is time to road trip. And, I know a lot of Americans are doing some staycations this year. And so, I mean, if you're in the Dallas area, Oklahoma City area, even Arkansas, I mean, it's really close to so many things. And of course, I'm
Oh,
going
it
to say
is.
the Jefferson Highway is a good place to get your kicks, but don't get your kicks there. Get your kicks on Route 66. But you got to get, I don't know what we need to come up with something for the Jefferson Highway. Get
I
your
know.
joy,
Yeah.
your road trip joy. It is America's first vacation route, known as
That
the
is so
Palms to
cool.
Pines Trail. Yeah.
Well,
So Very first
There's
international highway too.
so many nice state parks in Oklahoma, even over in that area that you're talking about, more on the eastern side of the state. But I've just been very impressed. My husband and I have always had a motor home, and we have done camping everywhere. And so I've been to a lot of state parks, but I really have to tell you that Oklahoma does a great job with their state parks all over the state. But Lake Murray is a special place because of it being the oldest, the first one, the
And the
oldest
largest.
and the largest. And my goodness, there is just so much to see and discover there. Now, one other thing I'd like to mention is that, say you go there for a week and maybe you're tired of the sun, you need to give your skin a break or something. We talked about the Chickasaw Cultural Center and the recreation area that's just north of there, but just south of there is WinStar Casino. Do you know about it?
Yeah, you've told us. I know because of you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, so that's also in Chickasaw Country, but a lot of people do not know this. This is the largest casino in the world. I'm not kidding. It really is. It's just north. It literally is 10 minutes north of the Oklahoma-Texas state line when you're coming from Dallas. It is so massive, and it just has headliners with all the entertainers with music and comedians. And they always have something great going on there, and they have multiple hotels. It's its own little city, and it's really not in a city though. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. The nice thing about that is that they have so much land, and they just constantly expand. And if you see it from the outside, I know my sister from Shreveport, she and her husband joined us up at Lake Murray last year when we were there. And when she came in, the first thing she said, "Terry, what was that massive casino that we passed?" She said, "WinStar? I've never heard about it." I'm telling you, this is incredible. And they do a lot of advertising in the Dallas area for sure. But it's like different huge sections of it. And on the outside, it is like any iconic building you can think of in the world. I mean, say like from, Big Ben to
Wow.
of something, great in Asia to something in Australia.
Yeah.
I mean, they've kind of, made like a landscape out of all these different buildings from around the globe.
Oh, so
And
like
then
you've
kind of
got like the Sydney Opera House, that kind of thing that people know about, those
yeah, right.
landmarks.
Yeah, they might have that, and some different like iconic Australian things, and then several iconic European places, like the Eiffel Tower and Big Ben, and all these different things. And it just goes on and on. I mean, literally, we drive there all the time when we were going up to Oklahoma City, and every time they're building something else, another section. It's enormous. So I don't know all the details about it. I have been there once. I just know I know I didn't see everything
Well,
when I stayed there.
you're gonna have to report back on this, right?
Yes, it's something to
I don't
see.
know.
So
Maybe we're gonna have to meet you there. I don't know. We might get in trouble, Terry.
yes,
It
I'm
sounds like
telling you,
fun.
it's a lot of fun, and it is massive. And I mean, who would think that the largest casino in the world would be in southern Oklahoma? It is.
Hey, power to it. There's a lot going on in Oklahoma. There really is. And don't forget the Bob Dylan Museum in Tulsa. Just saying. Gotta
And it's connected to the Woody Guthrie. Those both in Tulsa are amazing. They're
see.
side by side. They're side by
We're gonna
side.
just have to do an Oklahoma show soon, I think. Oh,
yeah,
we
that's a
could.
great place.
Okay, so next month you're gonna take us to Turkey, but we're not gonna
Yes.
call it Turkey.
Yeah, they say Turkey. People still call it Turkey or Turkiya, but Istanbul is just such a fantastic, exotic city to visit. Now, Turkish Airlines has all these nonstops. Like we flew on Turkish Airlines from Dallas directly to Istanbul, so it was
Wow.
a real easy flight. And that's a great airline, but that was so much fun. I mean, a lot of these places that you could go to in Turkey, it's like something that you've seen or read about, but maybe someplace that you've never really thought, well, I'll go there. But you can. And yes, it is safe. and very safe. And guess what? They love Americans there very much so. And they're very into our American politics. They know a lot about America. And most people, probably my age and younger, speak English really well, really well.
Okay.
But beautiful people, beautiful country and culture. I can't say enough good things
Well,
about it.
wait, okay, but you just went to DC. Can we haven't touched on this, Terry. You
Uh-huh.
went to DC over, was it DC? You went to the embassy because
Oh,
of
that
photo. You won awards for your
yes, yeah.
photos.
That was actually
Hello,
New York.
we got to give a shout out to our girl here.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. That was New York City at the United
Okay.
Nations.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
okay. Yeah, that was just the coolest
Dude, like I just get
honor.
this text. I'm on my way. I'm flying to, meet this, what was
Yeah,
going on? Yeah, I get this. I'm
it
like,
was
what? You're next thing you know, you're gone. You
I
know?
know. I told everybody that was definitely what you call a pop-up trip. And it kind of popped up and it happened fast, but I'm so glad that we were able to go and make it work. So the country of Turkey, um, actually, they hosted a lot of travel writers
Mhm.
last November. And so they wanted to see Turkey through our eyes. And so they had a photo contest and they selected 30 photos, and 4 out of the 30 were mine. And so they
Wow.
had a photo exhibition at the Turkish tourism minister's residence there at the United Nations. And so we got to go and see that. And I believe they're on display there in the lobby there at the residence at the United Nations through the month of April.
Wow, you go, girl.
Thank
That's
you.
quite an honor, huh?
I was so shocked. Yes, I was very honored. Yeah, because also in our group we have a lot of fantastic photographers,
Hmm.
needless to say. But Turkey, there's just so many different things to see and do. I mean, like really unique things
Hmm.
that we can discuss later. But it just things that I mean we can't even comprehend how old how
Yeah,
old things
it's an
are
ancient
there.
culture.
It
Yeah,
is
it's
so
ancient.
ancient. Yeah,
Well, we
it's
can't
so
wait for next
interesting.
month to hear about it. And did they have like a reception? And did you get to, because it looked
Yes.
pretty opulent what was going
Hmm.
on from what I
Yes.
saw on social
Yes,
media.
they had a beautiful, beautiful reception for us and got to meet some fantastic people. I thought that was like so much fun to meet from Turkey. And then we also had, just a lot of people there from New York City. Um, one lady I met that I just thought this was cool, that she was like the former editor of Glamour magazine that was there. And I used to subscribe to that magazine all the time. And I was like, that was just fun to get to meet someone like her. And then, of course, then we just had a wonderful time,
Oh,
tootling around New York City. I always love going there. I love that city. So
well,
that was
yeah,
fun.
because even your pictures from Turkey, it looked like there were some just really grand occasions. Just seems
Mhm.
very yeah, opulence is a good word for what I was
Oh,
looking at.
yeah, that's right. And just say, even on social media, I haven't even put all of my things um, up or even talked
Yeah.
about. I mean, just like we got to go to the homes of sultans and these
Wow.
palaces, and they could not be more opulent and beautiful. And it was a very surreal experience.
Well, we can't wait, everyone. That's a teaser for you for next month. Terry's here every fourth Monday, and I love that we even talked about Chickasaw National Recreation Area because we are recording this during National Park Week, and today, as this airs, it's the end of National Park Week. But go to our national parks, support our state parks, our regional parks. As we travel this summer, spring, fall, and do our road trips, let's be good stewards of the land. That's something too. Is that something, as you, in closing, Terry, as you travel with family of all ages, right? Do you teach the kids like don't leave your trash, right? Let's take good care. And I think when kids have these experiences in natural areas, they grow up with those values.
That's right. This is so funny that you mentioned this, Lisa, because I never have actually had that conversation with our grandsons. We did with our girls growing up, and we used to pick up trash when we were in parks and stuff. I just had that conversation yesterday with our little grandsons that are 5, 6, and 3, because we did see some trash as we were doing a nature walk. And we talked about, we did pick up all the trash that we could. There wasn't a lot, of course, but it's kind of a good idea when you are going on a nature walk to maybe carry a little bag with you to pick up whatever you see. But I asked them, what did they like about nature? And, they were telling me there are different things, but then I explained to him, I said, why it's so important for us to take care of our land, picking up trash and really caring for it is so that your children and your children's children can one day enjoy this place just like you are today. And I know that's a big concept for kids, but they're really not too young to go ahead and be getting them thinking about that, because our state parks and our national parks are such a treasure, and it is up to us to really help keep them and enjoy them for future generations.
And for the wildlife. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
big deal.
yeah,
I know you were
yeah.
just in Pensacola and they have turtles and all of that happens,
Mhm.
so trash gets into the ocean that affects the marine life. And so it's really valuable for everybody. So thank you so much,
Yeah.
Terri. Everyone, again, the links are in the episode notes. You can go to travelok.com to learn more about Lake Murray State Park in Oklahoma, or you can also go to nationalparktraveling.com and just type in Lake Murray State Park and you will find it there. So thank you so much, Terri. Happy traveling. We can't wait to
Thank
talk turkey
you.
with you. That's so funny
Yes.
to say we're going to talk turkey with you next
No.
month, but we will. Thank you.
Yes, yes, it'll be a good one. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us here on Big Blend Radio's Travel with Terri podcast. New episodes air every fourth Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time. You can follow Terri's adventures at travelwithterri.net, and that's Terri with an I, not a Y. Follow us here at bigblendradio.com. Happy travels!